Hello Collective, thanks for joining me. I hope you're all doing well. So as always, thank you to those who have continued to support my channel and welcome to those who are new. So today I thought let's just take a look at the overall energy that's moving around right now and see if we can get you any answers or insights. So we've got the 9 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, so that's good. You may be experiencing some luxuries of some kind, so you may have treated yourself or someone treated you, or you may just be enjoying your, I was going to say self-abundance, so abundance of life, but it's not like it's feeling all lavish, but there's something about feeling comfortable, so self-sufficient. Okay, something about the bird, so birds are messengers. You could own a bird, or you could know someone that owns a bird. And I'm not thinking of getting one yourself. Something about a bird of prey specifically. So that looks like a glove. All right, we'll come back to that because there seems to be something about that bird that I'm missing. Yeah, a little bird told me. Okay, birds are messengers, so, and exactly that. I was thinking, let's move on. There's something about the bird that I'm missing, and then we've got the 7 of Cups there. So there could be signs from the universe here for like in front of you, or trying to convey a message, but you're unable to decipher it for some of you, or unable to decipher it, or not sure what to make of it, which would be that as well. Funny enough, that Devil, obviously for some it could be that you're wondering where's the trick, that type of thing, but as I turned it over, I didn't feel that it was representing anything untoward. So we will have a look, obviously. All right, so there's a couple of things, so you place it where it needs to go for your own situation, but there's definitely some kind of message that's trying to get through, or you're not receiving it or not interpreting it right. You could be overcomplicating your interpretation of something, I'm just getting. And again, especially with that Devil that turned up straight after the 7 of Cups, you could be looking at it from the obvious, oh God, something's going on, whereas the reason you're unable to decipher the message is because you need to reframe it, and that wouldn't be the Devil archetype as such, but it is representing I was feeling something to do with hard work, which again would match with our 9 of Pentacles. So there's something about whatever you're doing, hard work paying off, or still keeping something close to your chest. So this Emperor could represent a business for some of you. It also felt like an unveiling to someone. So like if you do art, it's like a an art gallery or a showing, or if somebody's ordered a painting from you, and then it's almost like the unveiling and it's like a portrait picture or something along those lines. So there's an unveiling of something, and then for others of you, again with that bird, it's so significant. Someone may be wanting to speak to you about something that either they think you're hiding, or you're holding back, or something that's not being shown or said. Not sure who that person would be. Could be a family member. So someone may think you're hiding something or doing something behind the scenes. So you could be being accused of, which there's a lot of it going around, of doing some kind of dark energy work behind the scenes. Yeah, I'm trying to steer away for the minute from the someone's doing something angle, because of how strong it felt to reframe it from there. But I am aware that it's trying to bounce me back. But that's because, I mean, I'm not saying for some of you that you may well have something going on behind the scenes, but until it starts presenting itself, or your senses start picking up on it, then there's not enough to really spend time thinking about it, to be honest. And that's a thing. You don't want to be kept in a state of anxiety and panic of what could happen, because that within itself is the state that people want you to be in, if that makes sense. Let's take a look. So that Emperor as well, it could represent like the police, doesn't have to, someone of authority. Someone been arrested and they're holding on to something of theirs. Four of Pentacles again. All right, let me just pull these and see. Something's laid to rest. Someone could be coming to tell you. You could be being invited to a funeral. You're learning of a passing, and that's the messenger coming in. Not sure who that person would be for you. Doesn't feel like family or so maybe an acquaintance, or someone you used to know but don't speak to so much. So yeah, someone from the past. Also, for others of you, there's something that you've been working hard to put the past behind you, but then there's a little bird keeps either carrying information and not letting something lie, or something along those lines. Is definitely working hard towards something. All right, let's see. So this Seven of Cups, it can be obviously options. So maybe where it keeps referring to working hard, dedicated to fulfilling your dreams or building a particular lifestyle for yourself. there's just one thing that seems to be either the end goal or out of reach. With it being covered there, we can also take that as you're being shown different things, but whatever this is that's being covered is coming from the spirit realm, and this is the message they're trying to give you the heads up that to pay attention, it's going to start coming into view. And it could well be mistaken for having attachments or whatever, because there is something, there does feel like a bit of a dark energy linked to it, but it's not something that's going to trap you. Remember that a lot of you are further on, so things like this, if it's a trap or you're going to be aware of it as it comes. You take a minute to think about it, you're already thinking on your feet. So this is why the message feels I'm needing to point out for some of you that there's a message that something's going to appear or turn up, and it's got a dark energy to it, but it's not an attachment of some. So it could be like for example, a type of job, maybe something that it'd be like, certain people are built for certain industries or types of work, others aren't. So it's something like an unconventional job with dark energy. So say, for example, like a door security, like busy, packed pubs kicking off and all of that all of the time, that probably would show up with that energy. So it's nothing about the door security, nothing about the pub in itself, but because it's at night and there's all kinds of everything, and it's that energy that builds up and then it escalates into and it erupts into that. So yeah, all right, that's just an example, obviously. Yeah, something that you're wanting, you're needing to see it from the other way. So obviously with the Four of Wands in reverse, we would be seeing that as something that's been turned upside down. There's a discord within a home situation or something that needs to be stabilized, but that would be from one perspective. So something's in disarray, but it needs to be like that for the time being. Something's up in the air, but it's going to be revealed. Be mindful of this type energy being projected out towards you for some reason. This feels like an industry or, again, hard work that's going to be needed. Maybe you're overcoming something like this and you're ticking all the boxes, getting to where you're wanting to be, but you're not quite there exactly. So it's still going to take a lot of work, or still putting in the hard work to stabilize yourself and get that foundation. So you could be setting up a business. It feels like showing this Emperor something. So it's like putting together a presentation, like, oh, I would do it this way or something like that. That Emperor could represent a couple of people. So it feels like about 4 people listening. Yeah, so I feel you're reading something wrong, so let's just, I mean, you're gonna know, but it's not changing for me. I am very aware, like the cards are showing, that we've got that devil there, but I just don't feel that this far into the game or this far along within your journeys that you're going to fall for something that's that. It comes with an energy that is very recognizable for you because you've been there before. So there could be again, it could be having something projected towards you and a fear that you're going to have to face that again. Or it's every time I get close, then something happens. So I would try to give yourself more credit for the experiences that you have, that your intuition would absolutely alert you to something's there. Even if it's person form, they're holding something back. That first encounter or first bit when everyone's on their best behavior, something will flash and let you see. So the bird being the messenger, something will alert you to it. So it could be something in communication or yeah, it's I just don't feel you're going to miss that. The other side could be as well for some of you that this emperor could have this reputation, but as an emperor they are controlled. So whether that's a past history, past reputation, or whether they are controlling, they would be. That's the shadow side of them. And this is maybe whatever industry that they work in, or whatever their business, their company, or whatever, that they come forward with this energy. Maybe it's a bit of a mask as well, but this is the real person that is held back or hidden. So that is like a deterrent or a not a defense mechanism. It's like a presence. Yeah, when at work or out and about, this is their energy, but at home with their slippers on, that's their actual who they are. Yeah. So we've got here the 2 of Cups. You will know what that connection is. So it could be like a dream job, but wherever it is, the industry or what the location or something like that, that would be the fear that would put people off. But if you can get past that bit, which is the like the smoke screen, actually behind that, which is the deterrent for others, it's really something that's stable and structured. It's not this at all. Yeah. Okay, hopefully that made sense. If it's a relationship, then for some of you It could be somebody that's got that kind of reputation, like possessive. Could be that you work at the same place, and so you're always at work, always working, so you're kind of tied to the job. Keep getting the police for some reason, like say people in the police force always working, and so they pair up, not always, but generally pair up with other people in the same role. Yeah, I'm very mindful about trying to make this fit, but again, it is showing it's like if the sun's in the upright, it's something positive, but at first glance, it's not looking that way. So maybe it's just symbolizing as well, like a misinterpretation of something, like this message. It's something's being seen to be of devil energy type, whatever it may be, or controlling or possessive or restrictive, a false positive, but that's not actually the case. What would that be though? It's, if it's a person, then yeah, then it's someone's projecting. But if we're looking from your side, not, I mean, are people still taking rumour and reputation on just face value? Why? Maybe it's a tricky one, because if we're coming from the place that if this is a person and you don't know them, then you're not going to know about that reputation side unless you speak to someone, and then that's them giving you that. But maybe you know them and you know that side of them. And it's not even, oh, they've changed, because for me, that's the same person. That tower's been moving around a lot. Has it not played out yet? What? All right, well, I mean, someone's side has come out. It's been exposed, that like a darker side of a business, of a person. Maybe people didn't know whether this is a business or a person, that this was the other side, or people have only seen that side and not realised that part. Maybe you know them as that, whoever it is. It's even like if this is a person and overlooking that, what's that tower? Maybe they're shocked that you are able to see through that to there. That would be a shock. Maybe they're used to people running away from them. Yeah, the Tower also is whatever that, with that Seven of Cups, what you're going through or moving past, or just kind of getting back to where you need to be. You could be imagining something, whatever's hidden, you can feel something's coming forward. You're picturing it to be something that it's not. So it's almost like, oh, is that it? I thought it was going to be something else like that. But that Tower in reverse, an exposure of some dark behaviour. So something going on behind the scenes. Looks like love from the outside, but behind it's like stress and worry and upheaval, something hidden, a darker side that's hidden. There's definitely a projection somewhere. Mistaken identities, mixtures of energy. Yeah, something stopped in its tracks. So we know that Knight of Pentacles is moving forward, building something, but something's been stopped. So maybe someone was traveling to see you and they've been stopped, or a dark practices has been stopped, or has this one released a block, or a restriction's been lifted? But again, it's almost as if we've got this going on in the background, but this is what people are seeing. It's presenting as there's nothing wrong, or how were we to know? Or maybe that is it, looking into see, that doesn't even have to be like a romantic relationship. It could be a two people working together within a department of some kind, bringing two perspectives, two different skill sets, looking into things like that. Yeah, the restriction's been lifted, but then we're just seeing at the beginning that whether this is you or someone else, that you've already put the hard work in. Something's been laid to rest. Returning to the past or getting back to that. Four of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles would be the stability of the past. Then something's happened, whatever this represents, would have flipped it to the Five of Pentacles, a destabilizing of a foundation, a business, finances, whereas whatever has been lifted, a restriction or an agreement, something, or just, yeah, something's lifted. And now it's in the reverse, which is the coming up, but you're already in that position. Is this something that's happened? And if this is a person that they need you to show that you're okay, so it shows their will we get on, so that can't be true type thing. And it's showing to someone else. So for example, you could not be speaking with someone, or you've had a falling out, or gone separate ways, whatever it is. You don't speak, then they start calling. If you answer, then it's like, well, look, we've had this many phone calls. That can't be true. Why are they speaking to me? But yeah, like the messengers going back saying something. Yeah, it doesn't quite, I mean, that could be something for someone. Just be mindful with, if you've cut ties with someone, then you're in no contact, aren't you? Obviously, if it's constant, no caller ID, then you may answer it to see who it is on the other end, if they speak, if they don't. But there's only so many times you need to do that to be sure. Something like that. Yeah, so that Four of Pentacles, the Five coming out, is still not back to how it needs to be. So again, more work needs to put in. Something's not quite right. If there was an expectation of it going back to the past or how it used to be, there something's not quite the same. It's not as shiny, or something's missing. That doesn't feel like it's being offered to you. And when I saw that, obviously we see this Ace of Pentacles doing the rounds as much as we're seeing the Tower. That felt like it was the illusion. That felt like, yeah, holographic almost. It's like a vision of, or a potential, or a promise. Just got to deal with this bit to clear up this bit, and then you'll get that, which that's a lie if it's that type of scenario. Because again, it's always that someone's got to put a lot of work, legwork, effort in first before they get anything. Whereas that's not going to materialize. We've got the Four of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is the opportunity for being stable, or whatever it may be. Go into the Five, the loss. It's that, but you're already at the Nine. So from one aspect, I'm trying to see a different way. This bit doesn't make sense in regards to, if you've already pulled away, why, if you're needed to change or do, then why is that not at the beginning? because then it's looking like a bribe or buying or something like that. I don't know, I'm not trusting that. And there you go, I've just done the same, haven't I? It keeps changing with that. Is that the truth? You'll need to, if that's a promise of, you would need something that's a bit more solid or something. It depends what this is. If this is a relationship dynamics, then why would you be going to it? Especially if the thought was bringing an anxiety, or maybe you're needing, maybe someone's feeling you need protecting from this in order to carry on doing what you're doing. Or maybe something you do is creating, tapping in, or highlighting, exposing. Yeah, something's being distorted. That could even be like, yeah, I did help. And like you're saying it, but really behind the scenes, it's something else. Let's take a look. That okay, so if this is the character, say if that's the real character, this is how they're presenting to be as the truth. Paying for it to be the truth. Yeah, Two of Pentacles, juggling something, switching it round. Maybe you're being asked to do that. So you could be with someone and they say, can you just say we've been together this amount of time, or if you can help me get through this, then there'll be all of that. There's something, it's a promise that should be a truth, but it feels like, again, things that are looking that way from the outside, but really we've got all of this behind. But again, you'll be, and at the beginning of the reading there was a call to try and shift it rather than seeing it straight for that, because something isn't straightforward. And as much as this is a general reading, it does feel that it's a lot more complicated than just a this and this. Something's being interpreted wrong, but it can only be understood if you get past that bit. Or it maybe it's like you can't know the truth, because if you know the truth and you don't like it, then what are you going to do? You know, but you're not a part of it, or something like that. So then it's a problem, which is probably what's going off. But there's something not right the way we're going about it, for sure. So we've got here the Six of Swords. Again, laying something to rest, moving forward positively, going back to the past, or laying the past to rest, overcoming the Five of Pentacles, so stability. So unless that Emperor has watched you overcome something like this and carried on. You've come out of the Five of Pentacles, stabilized. Yeah, this could be you. I don't know why I keep feeling this is the same person though. Maybe they're watching them or they work together. Yeah, it's another aspect of them. Can't defend themselves. What, you coming out of that and then like, oh, I don't believe that, that's a mirage. Maybe they need to get that money, something. It's like a problem of this stops someone being able to overcome what they need. So it's like, what are you making, unbeknown to you, whatever you're doing, presenting, whatever, is a truth that's been paid for, and narrative stories, a lot's gone in to make something look a certain way, but this overcoming the Five of Pentacles shifts it around. It causes more issues for an Emperor energy that was just moving forward. Or yeah, well, you were, if this is you, the Knight of Pentacles is in reverse, so you weren't able to go forward. So how was the restriction lifted? Oh, it was in your mind. You thought you were restricted, but you weren't. Okay. Yeah, once the exposure happened, then you were free. Something is, yeah, look. Again, it's like something's being missed. It's almost as well, I feel like a false sense of security. It's like reset, go back to the past, or forget about that, let's carry on as normal, and then something like a new set been built, because it's like, let's let the dust settle, then we'll do it again, because I want to see how something is done. So learnt from the past, but it's going to happen again, but this time it's like we need to make sure we don't miss the magic trick, that type of thing. It's like, how did you get from there to there? Or because they could use that, or I don't know. That's the only other way I'm seeing it, is that this is a project. People feel that this is you, that you are connected to chaos and negative, or I don't know how to place it. It doesn't feel like that, but just to give another aspect. Yeah, look, there's no fighting. Someone's looking and worrying. We keep getting things where it's an emperor, for example, is someone that should be making their own decisions. That's the whole point of their position. It's not in the reverse, it's in the upright. So, but there's always this sense of like someone speaking in someone's ear. So it's not like they're actually doing the decisions or calling the shots. They've got someone that's whispering in their ear what to do this, go left, go right, up, down, all of that side. So it feels kind of like, well, what's the point of talking to that one in the first place? You might as well get straight to whoever it is that's actually calling the shots, giving the orders. It's like someone pretending that they're the boss, but really they've got no that the last say isn't with them. So it's almost like no point engaging with them because they've got no power to change anything, do anything. They've just got to carry information back, and then it's got to come back to you, but then they still pretend that it's all coming from them. It just feels very false. Yeah, so with that feels false, we've got the Seven of Cups in reverse. So something you're seeing through the illusion. And then we've got the Eight of Wands in reverse. So either you're not speaking on it, you're just seeing what you're seeing, or you're being asked not to speak on it, which is fine, but it's the way there's no communication is coming through. It's like there's a sense that there's a lot being asked of you or expected or projected that if you don't, or something like that, whereas the easiest route would just be to ask normally, without attitude, without threats, or things like that. Having to project that it's going to be to just drop all of that bit would probably jump straight to things being smoother anyway. So there's either you're perceiving someone or an industry or a business or people or something like this, or someone's doing that to you. But either way, it's still a block that's not being actually spoken about properly. So it's a stalemate. But stalemate for who? Because you're still moving forward, you're stable, you've moved past all of that. So yeah, you can see it clearly because you know the process, because you've been through it yourself. So I'm not really seeing what the problem is, unless, yeah, someone's adding something into the mix and it's getting it twisted completely. That's how it's feeling for me. Because there's too many, it's like it's too many holes. So something about investing into time, energy. Maybe you're like, it's like doing a job that no one wants to do, or they do want to do, or it's you've got to be a certain way to not be affected by whatever it is, that if it was a job, or but it's something that could work. It's like it's worth the investment of time and then it brings that, but you're already there regardless. Or maybe that's what's being said. You may feel you are, but you're not. No, well, that was supposed to be in your head, wasn't it? Maybe it's you having to show or explain or teach or your how you did what you did. It's for one perspective, so that if that's like a little loophole that people can get out of that back door entrance or whatever, keep nipping in and out at will, then it's needed to know, so then it can be shut down and others can't get out. That would be a nightmare. No, there's something that it's unconventional, or you're needing to see like the bigger picture. That bit's just one aspect of. I don't know, you will know. Yeah. Insight into a craft, or I mean, look at all of the pentacles that are there, the 8 that goes to the 9, so it's definitely something that you can do, that you love to do. You may not necessarily need to work with somebody as such. It could be something like long hours, but you would get what you're needing, what you're wanting within a short amount of time, because you were already skilled at what you do, or you already know. So say if you were an accountant, that there would be like books in a mess, say, and then you've got to just spend the time, go through and get them all in order so that they can be presented. But the time limit is a short window, so it's long hours, but if you know what you're doing, then you've not got to reinvent the wheel. You can just get on with it. Yeah, so you could be an auditor or get paid for what you know as like a specialist of some kind. Yeah, you may work on your own, not in a group. Yeah, is it to do with a course, like a work in there? So you would come in and give your evaluation on something? Could be to do with businesses that have gone under, or you've had to check something. Maybe those businesses get like a government payout, that type of thing, but they need you to, I don't know, it depends what work you do for it to be there. But it's like when we saw at the beginning, whoever this is for you, or if this is the person that does the presentation, they're presenting it to them. It's like something's put together and there's people there. It doesn't have to be a court, it doesn't have to be it could just be like a companies all merging together is another feel that is there. And so having to blend all of the books for whatever reason that would be. Right, so once you, like, say if someone was recruited for like secret service type thing, they can't tell you the whole everything until they knew or know that you're gonna take, which that would be difficult, I imagine, because if it was a no, then you're going away knowing everything. But say from that perspective, you already know, and anyway, because you've been through it. So it is a bit of a predicament. I'm not saying this is what that is, but it's that type of thing. Something can't be said. Yeah, but it still goes back down to there must be an easier way than this, because it's thing. But once you're signed up or joined or worked there, then you won't be leaving, or you are tied to it. Maybe it's the sort of what it's like, married to the job, like we was seeing before. Tower again in the upright. Wow. Maybe that's it. It's like signing up and then, oh no, you can't leave, this is it now, or whatever. But maybe that tower as well is thinking that it was just this and then finding out that actually it's all of this, or being with someone and not actually knowing what job they do or what they do, and then finding out, or it's like all of that behind the scenes. Yeah. King of Cups in reverse. Lovers in reverse. Is that two people? Didn't walk away. This could be just for some of you. Look, we've got Temperance and the Fool, so a false start. This Eight of Cups in reverse and the Tower, for some, not all. When I was giving that example about separate ways, but like no caller ID, keep ringing, that could have been for some being paid and set up to look a particular way against you, so it's a narrative, but then with an exposure of some kind actually shows that they didn't walk away from you, where it's being looked the other way or set up, paid for people to speak a truth to Emperor type committee, energy, people, whatever it is. But then when it's really looked into, you've been building, working, doing your thing, possibly even already in a relationship, and then finding that that's not actually the case. So it would be, hopefully that's not, but just purely from seeing that, I wanted to add it in case that's something for someone. But yeah, I think the main thing is as well that to not assume that you know what it is that you're actually looking at. Obviously, you're not there to be for people to gaslight you or insult your intelligence, but in the same sense, just because we've been through something doesn't mean that it's exactly that every time round. Things will be different, or something will be different. And if it's that you know how a whole process is and who's who and who goes where and what's what, then it absolutely would be completely different. But until something's communicated, then it's just going to be an issue. And maybe that's why it's not being communicated, because something else is being set up to never have to go there. If it can just be that be put on you, as in the devil and the exposure of whatever, like ruin your, so your word doesn't count for anything, up against like King of Swords and the upright Emperor, something like that. People been paid or happy to speak their truth, and it all aligns with no, we weren't working together, or we were and we, or something like that, something to do with work or you building and overcoming something. Maybe it's like, well, no, you did that to yourself. Yeah. All right. Well, we can keep trying and make it fit to be anything, but it's your situation. So hopefully it's give you something to think of. Those towers, though, where's the other tower gone? So one is hit, or it's a confirmation of, because there was two. Maybe there is two. It seems that that tower keeps, it's been doing the rounds for a while, so either something keeps impacting, and that one's now or coming, or it depends whether this is at thinking stage for you, coming forwards, or it's happened, that's what that is, and now you're processing it and it's coming up in your energy. Something is come up because of the two towers, that's why it's here. Maybe it does connect to a few people. All right. Okay, so I will leave that there for you, collective. I hope it helped in some way, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.